Good morning. It's day 66 of Safety 365, and we're going to talk about exposure limits. These have existed for several years. The American Conference of Governmental Industrial Hygienists started in the 40s and came up with limits for silica and asbestos and lead. These exposure limits are often sometimes determined from animal studies or epidemiological studies, where they study a group of people and they see what the effect of the drug is, sometimes after they've been exposed to the chemical. And then we have industrial experience. We know some things like the TCE we just talked about yesterday that can cause Parkinson's and has been an issue for people in that industry. They use terms like STEL. STEL is short-term exposure limit, and if you were to sample, you might have a higher level in parts per million that you could be exposed to, because you're only going to be exposed to it 15 minutes, and that's a 15-minute sample, so it could be a little bit higher. A ceiling value, as you can see, would never be exceeded. If you get over that, then you're going to be in trouble. OSHA uses a permissible exposure limit, so like carbon monoxide is a permissible exposure limit of 50, and that was from the 1969 ACGIH studies, and that's kind of old. We're like in 2022, and we should be using a threshold limit value, which is the current numbers that people use. Carbon monoxide, 25 parts per million, 35 parts per million are different numbers that you'll see out there. If you do see a skin notation in any chart, that means it can be absorbed through the skin. It doesn't tell you how much it can absorb to be harmful, but it does mean that it could add to your total dose. So that's exposure limits, and I'll see you tomorrow.